Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. I am LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope you'll consider sticking around. If you're returning, welcome back, soul family. I love you guys. Hugs. Alright, so as always, information, disclaimers, and decks will be in the description box down below. If you need to or want to have a look, please do so. If you've never had a reading done before, please consider at least reading the disclaimers so you can have an idea of how tarot readings work. If you would like to book a private reading with me, then please consider doing so. If you have any ideas for certain readings that you'd like me to do, then please write a comment down below and I'll consider it. If you'd like to leave a tip, it's never necessary, but it's always appreciated. I also have that information down below as well. So I'll go ahead and show you guys my outfit today before I get started really quick, just because I know some of you guys like my outfits and stuff. So I'm just wearing a headdress, wearing this dress, this OP with a vest, this dress, and yeah, some socks and stuff. So alright, let's get started. I will be using the Hermetic Tarot today, and I will also be using a traditional Santa Muerte deck. This one that I have is not the best printed one, but it is still beautiful nonetheless. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you sharing your time and your energy with me, and I hope you'll consider sticking around. Alright, so let's see. Okay, we just had some cards. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, and then we have Death card in reverse. From these two cards, it's really interesting because one of the first things I noticed about this card is this bird here that looks like a peacock. Peacocks in ancient, I believe, was it in ancient Egypt? In a certain ancient civilization, they saw peacocks kind of like, what are they called? Phoenix, like a phoenix. So it's very interesting here that we have like this reversed phoenix energy twice. Phoenix symbolized rebirth, transformation, renewal. And so also the death has that same symbology here. So with that, I'm seeing that perhaps you're refusing to make a certain change in your life that is necessary for you to move forward. If you are looking for love or have love on your mind, maybe there's something here that you are refusing to let go in order to have a new beginning with somebody. If this is in regards to yourself, perhaps you are holding on to the pains and the traumas of your past, and it may be keeping you from truly loving yourself and embracing who you really are. There's an essence here of spreading your wings and flying. Spreading your wings, trying something new, going with the flow. But within reverse, again, it's saying that there's this blockage here. With this peacock, I'm seeing at the top, it looks kind of like it's lit. It's making me think of Baphomet with the torch on top of Baphomet's head, symbolizing knowledge, wisdom, and clarity. I'm seeing that you are lacking in clarity, perhaps. There's something that you may not know or may be refusing to learn that can be keeping you from really being able to expand and evolve in your life. Some of you may be pretty heavily guarded at the moment. I see there's some Cancer signs here, some Aquarius signs. And I know that this sign here, it's going to be really hard to see that on the horse's leg. in the front. That is the signature of the person that made this deck. However, it does remind me of Lilith's sigil. So perhaps there is something here about Lilith as well. Maybe you work with her, or you've been considering it or something. Okay, I'm getting a specific message from that. If you are in a relationship that is one-sided, I feel like this is saying that in order for you to heal and move forward and transform, if this person is keeping you stuck, if they're abusive, if they neglect you, if they're one-sided, if they don't give and they only expect, they're not good for you and they do not deserve you. If they really wanted to make a change, then let them prove it. It takes time. There's nothing wrong if you need a break from this person, but let them prove it. Both of you prove to each other, if you really want to make it work, that you're trying, and that's where you're headed. However, with this death card in reverse here, I'm seeing again, I'm getting Scorpio, and then there's the Scorpio symbol there as well. There's snakes, which also symbolize change and transformation. There's a hand here making this gesture. Maybe this is very specific for somebody, but maybe somebody that you're with or somebody that you know that you might have to let go of, or consider making a change in how you interact with this person. Maybe they always make that gesture like, okay, sure. There needs to be a change in perspective here in regards to what is going on in your life, whether this is romantically or this is within yourself. So it's very interesting as well, because it's actually my first time in a video using the Santa Muerte deck, and the death card came here. So it's very interesting. Her energy is already here. That's beautiful. If you've been considering working with her, learn more and do so. Of course, maybe if you like to, you could consider giving her an offering or buying her a gift. So we have the next card is Fortitude. I actually didn't read to you guys what's on the bottom of these. So this one says Lord of Waves and Waters, making me think of emotions, overflowing emotions. This one's Child of the Great Transformations, which is the death card here. Maybe this person, maybe it might resonate with one person or something. They might have a goatee or like a little beard or very bushy eyebrows. Or maybe for some of you, they may be kind of balding. I feel like those are very specific messages. Now we have here Fortitude. It says Daughter of the Flaming Sword. This is the Strength card. So it's interesting because in this card, it says Daughter of the Flaming Sword. However, she's not holding a sword. It looks more like a chalice with fire coming out than a sword. So I feel like this is in regards to emotions here. I heard burning bridges. I feel like that's a specific message for somebody. It's like in the original tarot, the Strength card shows a woman who is opening a lion's mouth. In other decks, it can symbolize or show a woman who is gently next to a lion. Sorry, I heard some loud music playing for a moment. Somebody driving by. So maybe this message is particular for someone. But in this card here, it kind of, even though she's not looking at the lion, the way that she's holding this, I'm going to call it, I saw 1010. And it's interesting because we're talking about death energy. 1010. 10 is an end to a cycle. It's a new chapter if you choose it to be. If you do, then it will reset. If not, then you will be forced to repeat patterns and cycles that you don't want to. But what I'm seeing coming back here is that it looks like she's going to hit the lion or something. One of this lion's eyes is like, I don't think you'll be able to see it. No. It's like really hard to see, but one eye just looks black. You're not gonna see it. It looks like it has two eyes like that. It has like two symbols on top of its eyes. One of them looks black and the other one it shows. But what I'm seeing from that is again another message of lack of clarity and a need to change perspective. I'm seeing here perhaps you feel like you have been betrayed by somebody who you gave your time and energy to. More music. Underneath we have the Chariot Upright. It says Lord of the Triumph of Light. Immediately made me think of Lucifer. I'm thinking here about balance. Perhaps you've been feeling very out of balance in your life, struggling to move forward. Kind of going back to this energy again, I feel like some of you may feel betrayed. I may have some difficulties within leaving the past behind so that you can move forward. The Chariot is about movement. It is about progression. And the next card here is the Night of Pentacles, which says Lord of the Wild and Fertile Land, making me think of transformation, of growth. In order for soil to be able to be fertile, it has to be under the right conditions, and whatever it is that you're planting the seeds into, it has to be the right type of soil, the right type of environment and weather. If you have flowers and you leave them out in the winter, don't expect them to survive. So what I feel here is, in order for you to move forward, you have to plan your next moves and start to plant the seeds into the fertile soil, into where it is that you want to be. So this kind of makes me think a little bit of my previous reading, the one that I said, like, spiritual slap to the face, which is a very it's a very heavy reading. It's not for everybody, definitely, but there were a lot of messages there for a lot of different people. However, again, I feel like this is saying you need to be aware of your surroundings and what you're spending your time and energy into. If it is not conducive of your growth or where it is that you want to be, then you're wasting your time, your energy, your money, your whatever it is. It made me think of a scenario. I'm not sure if he would want me to mention, but so I won't mention the correlation of, or anything, but some person very special to me has mentioned to me before how they really feel like their previous job was so draining that it was so draining and so negative on them that they had no time or energy to put towards what it is that they love. They were in a more dangerous environment than they are now. They were really unhappy with their job. And now they're much happier now that they're somewhere else. Now they have time to do more of what they love and put more energy into evolving and transforming and moving forward towards their passions, what they love, what they want to do with their life. And so I feel for a lot of you here, there may be a similar situation. Maybe you are in a job that you fucking hate, and you're kind of in this mentality that you feel stuck. But what I feel here is that you're refusing to maybe put in your application for a new place because you feel stuck. If you never put yourself out there for a new opportunity, then you will be stuck. And it's not because you're not able to find something else, it's because you choose not to allow yourself to open the door for new possibilities. Which is interesting because the next card was the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Interesting. Okay. So, what I'm seeing here with this is, with the Six of Swords, is about moving forward, moving to calmer waters, leaving what no longer works for you, leaving those energies that keep you stuck in negative situations. It's about going for something new. It says Lord of shortened force. I'm sorry, that was the Eight of Swords. This is the Six of Swords. It says Lord of earned success, which is interesting because both hands are holding on to 3 swords. But also, even though this is the Six of Swords, they're holding 3. This hand is holding 3, but there's 4 extra swords, so that equates to 10. 10, which earlier we saw 10, 10. 10 in swords, 10 of swords, is about an end. It's a definite end to something. And I was mentioning Six of Swords is about moving forward, is about trying something new. It's going to calmer waters. The Eight of Swords is about keeping yourself stuck. So we see here all of these rings. It's making me think of a ripple effect. It's making me think of cycles. I feel like there's someone here who might watch my readings who is still going through a transformative energy or refusing to transform type of energy. Because a lot of messages in my readings that have been coming out has been about a need to allow for transformation and to move away from what no longer resonates with you. Okay, so let's see here. So again, this Santa Muerte deck that I have is not the best printed one. But this card here, it was upright, and when I dropped the cards down, it slid kind of at a diagonal reversed. This is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords. You're keeping yourself stuck in this agonizing type of energy. You've been feeling very overwhelmed. I'm seeing somebody who has a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of distrust in people. You're drowning yourself. With these other cards, that came out. The Three of Swords is about heartache. I mentioned earlier about perhaps past traumas and different things like that. There's heartache twice, twofold. Okay? So whoever you are, if this is resonating for you, this Nine of Swords is really showing that you're drowning in your emotions. You're allowing your mind to win. This reminds me of my previous reading, again, I'll mention, because some essence of this has come out in the previous reading. You need to control your mind. If not, your mind will control you. I feel like a lot of times we give our power away and we think that we need some kind of fixing from somebody else to help us through our life. And if you do, if you need to seek counseling, if you need to open up to somebody who you really trust, who you really love, then do so. But what I'm feeling from here is that you need to take your power back, like this Fortitude, this Strength card. And you have to give that to yourself. You have to take responsibility for your own thoughts, for your own emotions. You're drowning in your emotions. It's leaving you anxious, making you feel like you'll drown, like you cannot survive. Like, I heard like you cannot survive alone. And this is a very specific message as well, but I feel like it might resonate with other people. I won't mention names or anything. This is somebody else than the person I was talking about earlier. But somebody that I was talking to at work today who mentioned that they get very anxious when they're alone and different things like that. But I feel like this is, I heard abandonment issues. You have to be there for yourself. I saw 22:20, and then right after I said that was 22:22. You have to be there for yourself. You have to take your power back. If you need help, then seek help, but also understand that you can make progress on your own, but you have to believe it, and you have to work towards that. It's not easy, and it takes time, and it's hard, and it might take a lot of time, but with consistent effort, even if you fall on your ass and you have to get back up and dust yourself off, if you need to crawl forward or whatever it is, consistent effort, as little as it may be, even if it's just telling yourself when you're alone or when you're feeling anxious, I'm okay. I'm okay. I will be okay. I am okay. Keeping yourself, how can I say? I don't want to say to keep yourself busy in a way that like you don't handle your problems and that you don't heal and work through it. But what I'm saying here is, or what I'm feeling here is, to work through it in a way, or to do things that help you move past that in order to heal it, like art, music, dance, whatever it is, fixing cars, I don't know, writing a book, typing some code in a computer. I heard HTML, like whatever that means for you. And then we have here this one. I believe this is is it Judgment? I think this might be the Judgment card. It's giving me Judgment vibes. Oh, this is interesting. I just noticed this. Okay, I'll get to this card. I'm gonna read this as the Judgment card. Okay. What I'm feeling here is okay. There's this scenario that popped up in my head earlier while I was driving, and that is coming up here. So it's very interesting that, it's very unfortunate that a lot of people hear about Santa Muerte, or they see her image or something, and they only think about the negatives, right? People that don't work with her, that aren't interested in learning about her energy, they only see the negative, like how the cartel, a lot of cartel members do connect with her. However, that does not mean that she's an evil entity. It's like, for example, and this is making me think of what I'm about to say. This cross is broken and is falling off. So what I'm seeing here, again, is a need for a change in perspective. It's kind of like in Christianity. I was raised in Christianity. They taught us that Jesus loves everyone. God loves all his children. He loves even the sinners and all of the XYZ people, the drug addicts, the serial killers, everybody. He is the ultimate forgiveness and love, right? So just because somebody's a prostitute, or just because they've murdered somebody, or just because they, steal stuff, doesn't mean that God doesn't love them. If God truly is the true essence of, what's the word? Like true love, unconditional love, right? People don't realize Santa Muerte is the same. She is an energy of unconditional love to those who seek her help, to those who devote to her, to those that care about her. She cares about them too. No matter what they've been through, no matter who they are, she is just as much of that loving, compassionate, like unconditional love energy that God is. But what I'm seeing here with this broken cross is that there's a need to view things from a different perspective. If you're the type of person who's like, oh no, she's evil, or oh no, this or that, or like you're very judgmental type of person, it's saying, look in the fucking mirror. We are all human. In the end, we all die. And we are all judged by the higher beings, or whatever it is, if you want to say that. So the essence I'm getting here is learn to discern, learn to see things from a higher perspective with clarity, that just because an energy has a different face or a different name or something like that doesn't mean that it's different. Like, for example, Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is also another very compassionate, loving, and type of energy like that. So you see these kind of energies throughout different religions and different philosophies, or spiritual beliefs, with different gods and goddesses out there, regardless of the face and the name of it. I heard it's time to ask for forgiveness. It's time to forgive yourself. This is La Niña Blanca. This is Santa Muerte's white form in her white robe, which is about healing, transition. It's about compassion and purity. They say from all of the colors of Santa Muerte that the white one would be the first one to work with. I'm seeing this as a gateway. Whatever you work with, or whoever it is, whether you're praying to God or you're praying to a saint, or you're praying to an angel or a demon, or you're praying to Santa Muerte or Lucifer or Lilith or the Virgin Mary or Kuan Yin or whoever it is, I'm seeing that whatever energy you have been really wanting to connect with, I feel like this is an extension of that energy to say, reach out. I feel like this is an energy saying, I want to work with you. And whatever energy that is to you. When I say that, if a specific entity, God or goddess or whatever it is, alien, angel, demon, ancestor, I don't know, anything that you feel really drawn to, that you feel really resonates with you, that you've been feeling called to connect with, I feel like this is an extension of that saying, if you really want to connect with me, here I am. She is reaching her hand out to this skeleton. The time has already passed. Whoever this person was has already passed. They're already on the other side. It's time. It's time to reach out. And it's interesting because actually, I didn't realize this, but these 3 Santa Muerte tarot cards that I have lined up with the first 3 cards that I pulled. And so this one that I'm talking about right now is actually right above the death card in reverse. So I'm seeing here for somebody, there's this essence of hesitancy, of fear, excuse me. There's this essence of hesitance. If you feel hesitant to work with an energy, then keep learning more about it. Don't just stop because you feel like, oh, well, I was raised to believe that this is evil. I was raised to believe this or that. Who gives a fuck what you're raised to believe? We have textbooks in school that don't even fully teach the truth. They're one-sided. And they want us to believe certain things where they leave out key information that makes us think like one way or another. This is saying to do more research. If you feel called to do more research on a certain entity, do it. If you feel called to look up your genealogy or your family history, your family lineage, then do so. You might find something interesting that might lead you to ancient civilizations. You might find out that you have had people in your lineage who actually work with different entities, or who work with magic or different things like that. You might find something out that inspires you to continue forward towards what it is that you really feel called to do. Regardless of what religion, regardless of what philosophy, regardless of what god or goddess or alien or whatever. This is an extension of that. Okay? So kind of talking about this and previous messages that we were talking about, here's the 8 of Swords, which is interesting because that was right on top of the 8 of Swords. So we have the 8 of Swords twice. This 8 of Swords is covering this flower here. And this 8 of Swords is covering this person. In the original depiction of the 8 of Swords, we see a woman who's lightly bound with blindfolds, surrounded by swords that are sticking up from the ground. She thinks, whether you're male or female, this person thinks that they are stuck. However, all they have to do is wiggle out of the loose binding, remove the blindfold, and walk past the swords. That's it. They're not truly stuck. But from their perspective, from their perception, they are stuck. It's a prison. Some of you are keeping yourself prisoner of your own thoughts, fearful of making changes in your life, fearful to reach out and practice what you really feel drawn to do and what you really feel called to practice. It's not good or evil as long as your intention is pure. Then that's what matters. It doesn't matter who you work with, it doesn't matter what you work with, as long as your intention is pure. Do as I will, harm none, but take no shit. Okay? So that's what I'm getting here. Let's see what's under this deck. But I'm actually feeling called to this top card too. Interesting, we have the moon. Okay? And we have the Tower. So, we have three forms of Santa Muerte here. We have the white one, the purple one, and the black one. Okay, so I don't know about all of her colors, but I'm going to interpret it, the purple one, based on what purple represents. So the black one would be the most intense. The white one would be the most forgiving. Okay, and for the purple one, I'm seeing here, if you work with her, and you know specifically, because I can't, take the time to go through my phone right now since I'm filming with my phone. But what I'm getting here is about intuition, following your intuition. If I think of purple within the chakra system, thinking about the third eye, the crown chakra, it's about clarity. Okay, so here is interesting because it's like we have a white tower and a black tower. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. We have a white dog and a black dog. The moon is about delving deeper into yourself. It's about looking between the lines. It's about going into the depths and seeking the truth, is what I'm getting here. She also has her hands. I could be wrong. Again, this isn't the best printed print of this one, but she's like, it looks like she's like this, which is making me think of as above, so below, with the black and white making me think of balance. These dogs actually look like they're starving. There's no plants, there's nothing here but this water with a crab there. But around this purple Santa Muerte is this light emanating from her. Kind of makes me think of this one. This one kind of has like the Virgin Mary type of look, which I think just also shows and represents the holiness, her holy death. There's something here about leveling up, again about transition, but you have to make a choice. How do you expect to move forward with clouded judgment? How do you expect to see the light of a situation when you can't even accept and appreciate the light within you? If you've been wanting to work with the moon, full moons, new moons, do so. Full moon is best for removing negativity or releasing energy, and new moons are best for bringing in new energy. So I'm seeing if you've been wanting to work with these, one or both, then do so. There's also an essence here about reflection, like a look in the mirror type of energy. Be aware not to starve yourself. Don't deprive yourself of what your heart truly desires. Seek clarity, move towards it. But kind of bringing up this tower here for some of you. Those of you who refuse to view things from a different perspective, if you keep yourself stuck in this energy, of this Nine of Swords and Eight of Swords, overthinking, anxiety, fear, self-limiting beliefs, this is definitely bringing back this previous tarot reading that I did. A tower moment's gonna happen whether you like it or not. So what I'm getting here is work on your shit, heal yourself, because the moon can also be about healing. Reflect on who you really are. Reflect on what it is that you really want to do. Heal, move forward, transform. If not, some shit's gonna happen and you're not gonna like it. Okay? I see a skull here, a sword, and a crown. It's interesting because the sword is facing, or it's pointing towards the skull. It's kind of bringing back that energy for someone specific here, that you may have felt backstabbed. Maybe it was by a King of Cups type of energy. This was also under the deck. I see the star. But it's important for you to have faith, to heal, to hope, to find balance. Okay. Cups are Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. But what I'm getting here again is that energy that I mentioned, that you may have felt betrayed. Let me see. Cut out the bullshit. Cut out the middleman. Go straight to the source. Figure it out. Stop making excuses. Heal. Transform. If you fall, get back up. Like Daruma. The image of Daruma came to my mind. Which, this right there, that's Daruma. Daruma is a Buddhist symbol. A traditional, was used in traditional Japanese tradition. It's about perseverance. There's a quote, knock me down 7 times, get up 8, or something like that. So traditionally, Daruma, actually I have a bunch right here too. So alright, so This one is like a more pointy one. That one's more of a traditional one. This one and the other one are like not the most traditional. But it's supposed to be that you knock it down and it gets back up. Like no matter how many times you knock them around, it gets back up. It's a symbol of perseverance. And what this is saying is to, like the Fortitude, the strength card here, is to have the strength and the courage to continue on your path. We have Archangel Gabriel's dragon, brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. I heard shine bright like a diamond. Okay. So what I'm getting from that is realizing this is within you. You have the power within you to purify these fears, these doubts, these anxieties, if you work through them. If you refuse to work through them, then they will always be there. But that does not mean that you can't. Of course, it's something that takes time. It takes effort. It takes dedication. The first word here is self-discipline. For example, if you're a musician, how could you expect to be able to play a whole set or play in front of an audience if you never practice? How could you expect to become some famous musician or artist or dancer or tarot reader or whatever it is if you don't continue to practice your craft? It takes discipline. It takes consistent effort. But here is purity. White is the color of purification. Making me think of selenite. If you've been wanting to work with selenite, this is a confirmation to do so. If you have diamonds, selenite, what else am I getting? For some of you, clear quartz, a Herkimer diamond, then work with those. I heard howlite. If you've been wanting to work with howlite to bring you some focus and calmness, then consider doing that. Okay, so underneath was white gold dragon from Lyria, connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra, bathe in ninth dimensional Christ light. So what I'm getting from this is just universal oneness. Connects you to the highest light. So I'm also getting like connecting with your higher self. Here in the forehead of this dragon, we see fire. Making me think again, like I mentioned earlier, of Baphomet's torch. Knowledge, power, wisdom. The more that you connect with your higher self, the more that it brings the universal oneness into the forefront of your mind. It's always there, but we as human beings have so many other things going on in our life that sometimes we lose touch with it. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we feel detached. This dragon has their, I was gonna say hand or paw, kind of like in this water, in this kind of liquid. It's rippling. What am I getting from that? This ripple effect. Cause and effect. Okay, so what I'm getting from that is your mentality. Okay, if you find yourself overthinking and anxious, trace back to what started your anxiety. Did you start to fear, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if he or she leaves me? What if I end up alone? What if I'm in danger? Trace back to the center point, or the moment, or the thought that made you start to feel that way. Definitely, if you feel called to read my last reading, if you feel called to watch my last reading, then consider doing so. I know that it's long, but if you have the time and the energy to do so, then perhaps there are messages for you, because there's some correlations here, but the other one has a lot more. It's a very serious reading. That's not for the faint of heart, okay? I will warn you. This is your warning. But if you feel called to it, and if you want to kind of have another idea or more messages that might resonate with you, then consider it. Okay. Higher self. Connect with your higher self. Connect with the entities, the gods, the goddess, the ancestors, the whatever you work with. Connect with your higher self. So I'm not only getting like, for you to connect, it's a confirmation for you to connect with other like external forces, but most importantly for you to connect with yourself. That is the most important. You need to connect with your higher self, okay? I hate how cards are so big. To shuffle them long ways. Okay. Interesting. When I was shuffling, this is one of the ones that I noticed. It fell in a way where I saw it in reverse. So it says, Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the 5th dimensional ley lines. It says, it is time for service. When you give, you receive. Which is interesting here. We see some ley lines going on over here. We see this dragon connecting. There's this river of fire. Interesting, river of fire. I'm thinking within... Okay, how can I say this? The image that I got in my head, which isn't gonna vibe with everyone, and I can't speak from experience, but I'm kind of getting this abysmal eternal flame. I'm getting the pits of hell type of energy. I don't want that to fear anybody, okay? I saw 52. That's not the point. It's just, what am I trying to say? I'm seeing people jumping into a pit of lava. Like, I'm seeing like an image of what we perceive, or Western beliefs of hell might seem like. I'm seeing like the Western traditional like pits of fire and like, you know, but I'm not seeing people in agony or anything like that. What I'm seeing is kind of like, I know this might sound very like maybe backwards to some people. Okay. Take this in the way that resonates for you. I'm seeing baptizing in the pit of fire. So what that means, like a natural, like a baptism of Christianity or Catholicism, whatever your beliefs are, whether you want to jump into the pit of fire or you want to take a sacred baptism, it's the same essence, okay? It's about transformation. It's about renewal. Once you come out, right? When I was younger, I was baptized, right? So there's a pastor, the pastor that you go to church with or whatever. For me, it was the pastor that we went to church with. They hold you, you go like that, they dunk you in the water, you come out and you're cleansed and you're anew, right? So I'm getting the same essence here. So like, I'm thinking like left-hand practitioners. But again, it's the same essence. It's like bathing in the holy water or bathing in the pit of fire. It's the same thing. It's about rebirth, which is also Santa Muerte's energy, which is also death energy, or the death card. I saw 5505, 555. 5 is about change and transformation. So that just reiterates it. And then I just saw 5513. 13 is literally the death card. And right after I said that, I saw 5515. So wow. Okay. So again, 13 is the number of the death card, which is about change and transformation. 5 is also about change and transformation. There's a lot here about clearing the path, clearing the past, clearing yourself, and transforming. Okay? There's a lot of transformative energies here, but you have to be careful not to stay stuck in cycles. All right, let's see what's underneath. We have pure white dragon from Orion. No way. The very first word after that, transforms. Your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom, which is interesting too, because this dragon also has like a light emanating from the third eye, which again makes me think of Baphomet and the torch, which I mentioned like 3 times already. Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. Okay. Pure white dragon from Orion transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. So what I'm seeing from this is learning from your past and using that to move forward, to transform. Okay? So I'm going to end this reading here. Actually, okay. I'm gonna pull one card from the Goetic Tarot, or Tarot in Darkness Goetia. Oh shit, whoa, cards everywhere. So I'm actually gonna shuffle them again. I'm gonna pull from one of these. These are very dark in their colors, so it's kind of hard to see, but I think this light should help. Let's see, just one. Actually, what I'm gonna do first, excuse me, sorry. Okay. I'm feeling like the energy of Lilith is kind of coming back to my mind. Let me get comfortable again. Whoa. Okay. Don't let people walk all over you. Let go of those that mistreat you, that abuse you, that neglect you, that are unfair. Stand in your power. You need to realize your own light. If you can't see it for yourself, don't expect other people to see it. You have to be your best friend. You have to be your best lover. You have to be there for yourself. When you feel alone, when you feel scared, pull yourself out. You can sit in it, feel into it, question it, delve deeper, but don't allow yourself to stay stuck. I know that this shuffling is going to take a while. I'm specifically shuffling, taking my time. My rings were all twisting and it was making me think. I heard a message. What doesn't fit, get rid of it. Stop trying to force people, places, and things to fit you. Let it go. We have King. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This is Goetic Entity 53, and this is very interesting. Already getting a message here. Okay. And then, interesting as well, we have number 33. This is the Entity Gap. And this is the Seven of Swords in reverse. So I'll go ahead and show this. What I'm getting this message here from this card. The Nine of Pentacles. So kind of reiterating from the message that we're just receiving. I feel like this is saying to stand in your power. The Nine of Pentacles is about independence, which is Lilith's energy as well. She did not come out, but still feel that energy of you need to reclaim your independence. You need to find balance in your life. Here we have the Caduceus. We have Kundalini energy here. So it's interesting because swords symbolize truth. Snakes, again, are another symbol of change and transformation. So within the pentacle can symbolize the elements, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. But in essence, it symbolizes self. The circle symbolizes protection. Here we see the self. We see here this awakening energy is what I'm seeing here. Just from this here. This awakening from the self. It starts from within. It starts from the root. I'm seeing the root chakra. And it moves up. But there has to be a balance there. Some of you are afraid of predators. Some of you are afraid of others. Your boss, your coworkers, your parents, your whoever it is. You need to protect yourself, ground yourself, and move towards what it is that you need to in order to create an opening, to have transformation, to spread your wings and fly. But it's also interesting here because this entity here has a chest right behind them. There's a chest right here. So I'm kind of seeing like the theoretical Pandora's box within ourselves. That box that we shove the shit that we don't want to deal with, and it's just kind of there in the background. What I'm seeing from that is nobody wants to open the Pandora's box. And I'm not meaning the traditional meaning of the Pandora's box, which, brings chaos and all this stuff. I'm talking about here in this theoretical Pandora's box of the things that we don't want to face in our life and from our past. However, the thing is that the answers to your problems and to what it is that you seek, I saw 1-5. Okay, so the answers towards what you seek are within you. You might be questioning, man, why is it so hard for me to transform, to evolve? It's because you have that chest stood away. I saw 10606. If you see 666 or something, maybe that's significant to you. 6 is a number of love and balance. If you don't face it, it's always going to haunt you, and it's always going to be there. However, what you can do is face it and use it as your strength. That's what I'm seeing here for you. If you choose to face it and use it as a strength and a power, it will empower you if you let it. If you view it from a perspective of life lessons, not as being the victim still. Just because you experienced something and you were a victim to something doesn't mean you still are. Unless you are in your mind. But you can change that if you choose to. I know a lot of people don't like, oh, well, I don't choose to this or that. Nobody wants to be in that kind of negative energy or anything. But in essence, the only people that we can truly blame for keeping us stuck in an energy that we don't feel comfortable in or happy with is ourselves. And if you don't believe that, then don't. But just saying, maybe that's why you're stuck. Maybe it's because you don't take your life into your own hands. It's your life, no one else's. I don't give a fuck if they gave birth to you. I don't give a fuck who they are. It's not their life, it's yours. Their life is their own. They could do whatever the fuck they want. It's their life. Your life is yours. Take your power back and use what you have been dealt with as a tool to transform. Okay? But that's on you. That's your choice. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it's your choice. And so with the 7 of Swords in reverse here, number 33, 3 is a number of kind of like, it's not the Magician card. That's number 1. But 3 is the energy of Magician energy for me. It's about manifestation. For some of you, maybe you think about Trinity. It's about oneness. Okay, seeing here a lot like the sun, like the rays. Okay, but this is the 7 of Swords in reverse. So again, it's reiterating, let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of what keeps you stuck. It's interesting because this entity has other beings, each with a sword. But Gap has 3 swords across their heart. The people who are the happiest in life, the people who are the most successful in life, have experienced some of the worst shit ever. That's what I'm seeing here. These swords that have theoretically gone through your heart, you can choose to allow them to keep you stuck in the sleeping mode of victimized mentality. I saw 1, 10, 13. Again, making me think of 10, 10 and 13 of the death card. Again, change and transformation. Okay. It's your power. What you have been through is your power. And I know some of you might be like, what? How fucking dare you? Blah, blah, blah. You don't know what I've been through. I don't know what you've been through. I know what I've been through. I know what other people have been through. I know a lot of people who've been through some really, really bad shit. I've experienced some stuff that other people haven't. But you know what? The most successful people in life don't let anything stop them. Not even themselves. This is your power. Your power is what you went through because now you know better. I saw 11111. And I don't mean that to say like, oh, well, are you trying to say it's my fault that this happened? That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that, for example, there are counselors out there who have experienced traumas that other people would not believe. And their power is that they utilize that trauma, they learned from it, and they wanted to help other people through theirs. So their power is that they took their power back and they're using their experience to help uplift others and help them through their experience. And that's what I'm seeing here. These experiences give you knowledge. For example, if you were in relationships or even just flings or whatever that people used you, manipulated you, took you for granted, perhaps, did things to you or whatever the case is. I saw 1, 12, 12. Okay. Now you know better than to fall for that motherfucker that's like that, huh? Because now you know the warning signs. And although it's never going to be perfect because there are people that are good at hiding their shit. But this is saying again, release those people who steal from you, that take you for granted, who take advantage of you. Release that. You don't need them. And if you're there like, yes, I do, I need bullshit. No, you don't. You don't. I guarantee you would be way better off without them. And if you're sitting there and being like, no, then that's your problem. And that's why you feel stuck. Because you're giving your power away. What you have experienced has enlightened you. Now you can see through some bullshit. Okay? It is a power to you now if you allow it to be. And if not, you will be stuck like the 8 of Swords. If you hold on to the 3 of Swords across your heart, why? You can let it go. You can drop the swords. You can drop them. The experience is already behind you. It already happened. Why perpetuate the pain? Why not heal from it and allow it to teach you? Who was it? Curtis Joseph, excuse me. Why did it come out like that? Maybe someone's name is Joseph or Joe or something like that. Cursive. I don't know what that has to do. Okay, I feel like that's a very specific message for somebody. Maybe somebody who you feel like took your power writes in cursive or something. I feel like that's extremely specific, but anyway, I digress. Curtis Joseph says, and something that stuck with me, that I'm still trying to live by, is opposition is opportunity. And it's that you learn through opposition. How does somebody build strength? Through pushing through and continuing to build muscle, right? It's not like once you feel sore and in pain that you just stop for like a month. Then you're never gonna build muscle, because the whole thing is for you to train yourself to be able to push a little further and further in, of course, safe increments. You don't want to push yourself too hard, because that's also a possibility. You have to be careful about it. But you have to continuously, progressively, when you feel ready and stuff, you have to continue through it. How can you really build stability when you can't be stable enough or consistent enough or have the self-discipline to continue through it? Opposition's opportunity if you choose to learn from it. I saw 1:16:16. And if not, then it will be your downfall. But with this tower moment here, just be aware. Tower moments are usually unseen changes. Whether we perceive them to be positive or negative is our choice. But everything in life, it's kind of like, for example, think to a time where you felt really bad for something. Like, let's say there was a breakup and you felt really bad, right? You loved that person so much, whatever. But then you think about it now and you're like, you know what? I'm glad that happened. That person was using me. That person was never honest with me. That person ended up doing shit behind my back, or whatever the case is. There's a reason. And you can choose to see things as a blessing in disguise, or you could choose to see them as a curse, and that's on you. Okay? I didn't mean to, but I'll go ahead and pull one more card. This is the Psychic Tarot from the Heart, I believe. Again, all decks that I use, I think I have to update a few of them, but they're in the description box if you're interested. Oof. New vitality. I'm gonna end it here. Number 1. This is I'm getting magician energy, but here with all the chakras, alignment, number 1 can be a number of alignment, of oneness. If you're a musician, this is a confirmation for you. If you're creative, artist, artistic, dancer, whatever, tarot reader, whatever, XYZ, author, mechanic, whatever, scientist, this is a confirmation for you to have a new beginning. If you choose. If you watched my previous reading, the one that I've been talking about, the one that's like spiritual slap to the face kind of thing, if you watched it, then you'll remember what this card meant. Control. This is the Strength card. But it's about perspective. And what I was mentioning is that you have to control your mind. If not, your mind will control you. And the only way for you to truly achieve whatever it is that you really desire is for you to control your mind and do it. The Sacred Heart might be significant to some of you, okay? You have to spread your wings and fly. You have to open your eyes and see things from different perspectives. Look up, okay? 8 is about cycles. All right? Don't keep yourself stuck. Move away from the vicious cycles and transform. Or else there may be a tower moment where you feel like this stuckness, or like panic attack or anxiety. Okay? Be careful. If you need professional help, there's nothing wrong with seeking that, okay? Do what you have to do. Work through what you have to work through. Take your time. You're on nobody else's time but your own. But make an effort, okay? That's the important thing here. I mean, some people, they're running. Some people are jogging. Some people are walking. It doesn't matter, but as long as you're going the distance, then you'll get there. But if you're just standing still, like the Eight of Swords, which came out twice, then where are you gonna go? That's stuck energy. You want to get out of this stuck energy, you have to control your mind. Don't let your mind control you. Okay? Easier said than done, but it is possible. It takes effort and continuous effort, okay? You know, it's a lifelong lesson journey kind of type of thing, okay? I'm curious. I'm going to pull this one card from the same deck, but that's on top of the deck. Ooh. Rebuild. Look at that. Number 17. I'm curious. I said number 17. I meant number 16. That's the tower. We're ending on the tower. And I felt like it was a tower. I didn't remember, because I don't remember all of the major arcana numbers, honestly. But I saw this, and it was giving me that kind of energy. The lightning. But there's this essence of the heart. Okay? So we're ending with tower energy again. So with the Santa Muerte deck, ended in a tower, and this psychic tarot from the heart ended in the tower. It's up to you. Okay? It's up to you. I just saw 12233. Very interesting. Okay? I love you guys. If you're interested in a private reading, let me know. I'm available. We can discuss that and prices and everything. Again, if you have any ideas for specific messages that you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment down below. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it or anything like that. And yeah, I hope that you found this helpful, that brought you some hope and clarity into your perspective and some perspective into your situation. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. All right, I love you guys. Take care, be good, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.